Hello everyone. Now we are going to learn about SPSS software. If you are a beginner in this field of using SPSS, I would like to share something. I'm also a beginner. I don't have any prior knowledge about this topic. Same is the case with me. So let's learn together. Okay. So first step is installing and opening SPSS. First, make sure you have SPSS installed on your computer. If not, you will need to acquire and install it. Once installed, open SPSS data entry. To start analyzing data, you will need to enter your data into SPSS. You can do this by going to File, New, Data, and then either input your data manually or import it from an existing file. Then data manipulation. SPSS provides various tools for data manipulation, including recording variables, merging data sets, and transforming data. These options can be found under the transform menu. Then a descriptive statistics. To get an overview of your data, you can use the descriptive statistics function under the analyze menu. This will give you summary statistics like means, standard deviations, and more. Then graphs and charts. You can create various graphs and charts to visualize your data. Go to graphs under the analyze menu to create bar charts, scatter plots, histograms, and more. Just remember, pie diagrams are not that much important. Important in the sense they are not relevant. They may they may create errors. So stick to bar charts, or histograms are also a good option. Statistical analysis. For more advanced statistical analysis, SPSS offers a range of procedures under the Analyze menu. Common analysis include t-tests, ANOVA, regression, and chi-square tests. Output and interpretation. After running an analysis, SPSS generates an output file that summarizes the results. You will need to interpret these results to draw conclusions from your data. Saving and exporting. Remember to save your work regularly. You can save your data and your SPSS file separately. You can also export results and graphs in various formats like Excel or PDF. Help resources. If you get stuck, SPSS has built-in help resources including a manual and outline documentation, online documentation. And this is just a brief overview of using SPSS. The software can be quite powerful, so I recommend exploring its features and learning more about specific analysis as you become more comfortable with it. If you have any specific questions, we are going to read this. So, installation process. For Windows, acquire the SPSS software. First, you need to acquire the SPSS software. You may purchase it from the IBM IBM website, or obtain it through your institution if you have access to a license. Then download the installer. After obtaining the software, download the installer package. It typically comes as an executable exe file, and run the installer. Locate the downloaded installer file .exe and double click on it to run the installation process. An installation wizard. The installer will launch an installation wizard. Follow the on-screen instructions. You will need to accept the terms of the license agreement. Choose the installation location. The default is usually fine. Select the components you want to install. You can typically choose to install SPSS statistics, the license authentication wizard, and any other additional features. Then license authorization. During the installation process, you will be prompted to enter or import a license key. This key should have been provided to you when obtaining software. Follow the prompt to complete the step. Then complete installation. Once you have entered the license key, the installer will continue with the installation process. It may take a few minutes to complete. Then finish installation. Once the installation is finished, you should see a confirmation message. SPSS is now installed on your Windows computer. For Mac, we won't be reading that. Just read that. Acquire the SPSS software. Obtain the SPSS software either through purchase or your installation. Download the installer package for Mac. Then typically comes as a disk image, DMG file. Then mount the disk image. Locate the downloaded DMG file and double click on it to mount the disk image. Install SPSS. Inside the mounted disk image, you will find the SPSS installer. Double click on it to start the installation process. Then installation wizard. Follow the on-screen instructions in the installation wizard. Accept the license agreement. Choose the installation location. Usually the default is fine. Then select the components you want to install. License authorization. You will be prompted to enter or import a license key during the installation process. Follow the prompts to complete this step. Then complete installation. After entering the license key, the installer will proceed with the installation. It may take a few minutes. Then finish installation. Once the installation is complete, you will see a confirmation message. SPSS is now installed on your Mac computer. Please note that the exact steps may vary slightly. For Lenovo laptop, the process for installing SPSS on a Lenovo laptop is the same as installing it on any Windows-based computer. Acquire the SPSS software. Obtain the SPSS software either by purchasing it from the IBM software or IBM website or through your institution if you have access to a license. Then download the installer. Download the SPSS installer package for Windows for IBM website. It usually comes as an executable exe file. Run the installer. Locate the downloaded installer file ending in exe and double click on it to run the installation process. Then installation wizard. The installer will launch an installation wizard. Follow the on-screen instructions. Accept the terms of license agreement. Choose the installation location. The default is usually fine. Then select the components you want to install, such as SPSS statistics and any additional features. The license authorization. During the installation process, you will be prompted to enter or import a license key. Enter the license key that was provided to you when you obtained the software. Follow the prompts to complete this step. Then complete installation. Once you have entered the license key, the installer will proceed with the installation. This may take a few minutes. Then finish installation. After the installation is complete, you should see a confirmation message. SPSS is now installed on your Lenovo laptop. Remember that specific details may vary. Okay. Then I had some doubts related to the trial pack, so I just searched that. Now we're gonna learn that. SPSS provide trial period of 14 to 30 days. You get a trial version of SPSS. You can follow the steps. Visit the IBM SPSS trial page. Go to the IBM SPSS trial page on the IBM website. You can search for IBM SPSS trial on your preferred search engine to find the official trial download page. Select the trial version. On the trial page, you should see an option to download the trial version of SPSS statistics. Click on that option. Register or sign in. You may be asked to register for the IBM account or sign in with your existing IBM account. Follow the prompts to complete the step. Download and install. After registration or login, you should be able to download the trial version of SPSS statistics. Installation and activation. You need to activate the trial using the provided code or online activation. Start using SPSS. Once activated, you can use trial version of SPSS statistics for the specified trial period. The availability of trial versions and the trial duration may be changed. Okay. And trial versions may have limitations compared to the full paid versions of SPSS. So data collection with Google Forms and linking that with SPSS, some insights. Data collection with Google Forms. If you plan to conduct your mental health awareness survey, which is an example survey using Google Forms or any other survey platform, ensure that you collect the data in a structured and organized manner. Google Forms can export survey responses to various formats, including Excel, which can then be imported to SPSS for analysis. Okay, then data privacy and consent. When collecting data related to mental health, it's crucial to prioritize data privacy and obtain informed consent from survey participants. Make sure your survey complies with data collection regulations and ethical guidelines for conducting research involving sensitive topics. Then data cleaning and preparation. Before you import your survey data into SPSS, you may need to clean and pre-process the data. This involves tasks such as handling missing responses, recording variables, and ensuring data quality. Then data analysis in SPSS. Once your data is prepared, you can use SPSS to perform various statistical analysis and generate reports. Depending on your research questions, you might use descriptive statistics, correlations, regression analysis, or other techniques to analyze the data. Then, interpretation and reporting. After conducting your analysis, you will need to interpret the results and draw meaningful conclusions. This is a crucial step in any research project. Then, ethical considerations when working with sensitive topics like mental health. It's essential to handle the data with care and ensure the anonymity and confidentiality of survey respondents. Seek guidance if needed. If you are new to both SPSS and conducting surveys related to mental health, consider seeking guidance from a mentor, professor, or researcher with experience in these areas. They can provide valuable insights and help you navigate ethical and methodological challenges. Remember that conducting research related to mental health awareness is a responsible and sensitive endeavor. Proper planning, ethical considerations, and a good understanding of both survey design and data analysis are key to a successful project. The first step in using SPSS software is to install it on your computer, as mentioned earlier. Assuming you have already installed SPSS, here is a more detailed breakdown of the initial steps to start working on SPSS. Launch SPSS. Double-click the SPSS icon on your desktop or locate it in your computer's applications menu to open the software. Start a new project. When SPSS opens, you will typically be greeted with a blank data editor window. This is where you can enter or import your data. Data entry or import. If you have data that you want to analyze, you can either manually enter data. Click on the cells on the data editor and start typing your data into the spreadsheet-like interface, or import existing data. If you have your data in a file like Excel, CSV, you can import it into SPSS. Go to File, Open, and navigate to your data file. Then data preparation. After entering or importing your data, you may need to clean and prepare it. This involves tasks like handling missing values, recording variables, and ensuring data consistency. You can use the transform menu in SPSS for such operations. Then save your data. It's essential to save your SPSS project to avoid losing your work. Go to File, Save, or File, Save As to save your data file with an appropriate name and location. And I prefer adding date. If you regularly update your data, just add the date along with that file name. And proceed to analysis. Once your data is ready, you can proceed to analyze it. SPSS provide a wide range of statistical analysis tools under the Analyze menu. Depending on your research questions, you can choose the appropriate analysis question or technique. Then review output. After running an analysis, SPSS generates an output file that contains the results. This output file will appear in a separate window. Review the output to interpret the results of your analysis. Save output. If you want to keep a record of your analysis results, you can save the output file. Go to File, Save As, and choose a location to save the output file. Then close and exit. If you are finished working with SPSS, you can close the software. Be sure to save any unsaved work if prompted. These are the initial steps to get started with SPSS. Depending on your specific project and analysis requirements, you will explore various features and functions within SPSS to conduct more advanced statistical analysis and generate reports. Remember to refer to SPSS documentation or seek help if you encounter any issues or have specific questions about your analysis. Once you have your data prepared and entered into SPSS, the next step involves conducting statistical analysis and working with the results. Selecting the analysis. Identify the type of statistical analysis you need to perform based on your research questions and data. Common analysis include descriptive statistics, t-tests, ANOVA, regression, chi-square tests, and more. Access the analysis menu. To conduct your chosen analysis, go to the analysis menu in SPSS. From here, you will find various submenus for different types of analysis. Choose the specific analysis within the relevant submenu. Select the specific analysis you want to perform. For example, if you are conducting a t-test, choose compare means. Then set variables. In the analysis dialog box that appears, you will need to specify the variables to be used in the analysis. You can drag and drop variables from your data editor into the appropriate fields in the dialog box, or use the variable selection options provided. Then customize analysis options. Depending on the analysis, you may have additional options to customize. For example, if you are running a regression analysis, you can specify independent and dependent variables, choose the method, and add any covariates. Then run the analysis. After configuring the analysis settings, click the OK or Run button in the dialog box to execute the analysis. SPSS will proceed the data process the data and generate the results. Review and output. SPSS will display the results and output viewer in a separate window. This viewer contains tables, charts, and statistics related to your analysis. Carefully review the output to interpret the results. Save the output. If you want to save the output of the result of reference or reporting, you can save it as an SPSS output file. Go to File, Save As, choose a location to save the file. Then generate charts and graphs. Depending on your analysis, you might want to create charts or graphs to visualize the data. You can do this by going to the graphs menu and selecting the appropriate chart type. Then later, interpret the results, interpret the findings of your analysis. What do the statistics, values, and charts tell you about your data? Consider the implications for your research questions. Then report or present the results. If your analysis is part of a research project, you will likely need to report or present the results. This may involve creating tables and figures, writing a report, or preparing a presentation. Then save your work. Remember to save your SPSS data file with any changes or transformations you made during the analysis process. These steps will guide you through conducting a statistical analysis in SPSS. Specific options and settings will vary depending on the type of analysis you are performing. So consult SPSS documentation or resources related to your specific analysis for further guidance if needed.